Cosmic Hearts Healing here. I'm in my car headed down to Bloomington this morning. I have a workshop and a Reiki 2 class. Super excited to be going down to Rock Soul Love down there in order to offer these classes. So as I'm driving, I'm just thinking over the conversations that I've had with others this week and thinking over the conversations that I've been experiencing within myself. And I think with the Leo eclipse, it's going to be bringing up this energy for a lot of us. And if we're aware of the energy, it will help us work through it. I'm just learning about astrology, so I really don't want to focus on the signs, although I do know that the solar eclipse on July 3rd is in Capricorn and the sun is in the sign of Cancer. Okay, so it is taking our emotional inner workings and basing them on what we see in the physical. Okay, that being said, I want you to ask yourself, what stories are you telling yourself? You know, the story that when someone tells you something or you're experiencing something around you, we can tend to let our mind drift off into a little like fantasy land, you know, of like, I want to do this, but I don't want to tell the person. I'm trying to think how to explain this, because I'm seeing it all over. Someone wants to do something, but they're creating a story in their head of all the negative attributes or all the negative things that could happen, and they're letting that hold them back from living their soul life and their soul beauty in the way that they want to share their love. Okay? Another way that I'm experiencing within myself, and I will admit that I could be bringing up past stories in my head of way things used to be. So then when I'm experiencing something in the now, I'm pulling in some of that past energy of the way the relationship used to be, you know, the way negative used to come up in situations. And I'm not playing it out in my real world. You know, I'm not reacting, I'm not responding, I'm not being the old Jenny I used to be, but yet I'm still sometimes writing those stories in my head. So I'm really telling myself lately, don't fall down the rabbit hole, you know. Like, if you're experiencing something in the physical, you need more clarity, or if you're wondering what someone's thinking, just ask them. You know, and go off of what is based on your reality, because right now, with Capricorn and Saturn rules, what you are being presented is pretty much the new reality. So don't think that someone was some way for, 45 years or 3 years or, however long, that person is still the same, you know. Go off of what they're telling you in the physical, because that is the new reality. Don't write an old story attached to that energy. Like this quote, don't fill in blanks for things you don't know the true answers to with negative things that convince you yourself are the truth. Okay? Or we can also, I was talking to a mom, and I can relate to this quote because I can be a quiet person. And all the times that I've sat there and people who do ask for clarity are like, I just picture you as being a snobby person because I used to be very shy and not talk and just observe situations. And I would be like, wow, that's the farthest from the truth, because if you would get to know me, I'm not that person at all. So even when someone's quiet, we can tend to fill in the blanks with positives, with negatives, with, but give that person time to show you their real self. You know, if someone's not giving you clarity, then base your own reality on that. Um, Maybe that's just the type of person, and you know, don't write in a story that they're good. Don't write in a story that they're bad. Write in a story that that's just where they're at right now in their life, and maybe you won't get clarity, and you need to decide from there the best way to move forward for yourself. And then, like this one says, when you write the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. So that's something else that we're doing right now during this time. Just really seeing how situations make us feel, not allowing those emotions to trigger us into rabbit hole of thinking, at least for me, because I am a air sign, and I contend I am Mercury ruled. That's another thing. If you're ruled by Mercury, which is Virgo and Gemini, you can let your mind wander into stories. So just kind of pulling back those stories and seeking clarity, asking for them, living your life from that pure soul place, living in your own soul alignment, not letting anyone else take control of your emotions, your mental space, your joy, your peace. The situation that came up for me this week, it was definitely mostly things I was processing from the inside. So my past wounding coming up again to be triggered. And it's good because then you see it. When you start to fall into that rabbit hole of thinking or feeling, then you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Like, why am I falling into this pattern again? And just try to pull yourself out. And the way that I pull myself out, because I've done a lot of soul healing, soul growth, I just pull myself back into my own energy. Because I'm like, no, I know my own energy now. My own energy, my soul space, my heart chakra is so light and beautiful, and I'm just like, I don't want to fall back into those old patternings. That's not me. So, yeah, it's just a little quick shout out. I'm almost to Bloomington, so I just wanted to make a short video. I love you. Bye.